Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
The bounce is running on half mast. I'm out. You know, I've had like a stomach thing for years, and for like, I finally found the right medical hack. For like 5 months, so nothing has happened to me until yesterday. It's like how my medical glory has gone to dust.
But you know, it's also triggered when you get more stressed.
I mean, sure, but you know, the life we're living, what else is there? Anyway, that's all. So lovely times all around anyways.
What do we do this weekend? Itunu's wedding.
We went to a wedding and it was super fun.
Itunu and her best friend Vanessa have been on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Itunu got married and it was so much fun.
It was a blast.
It was absolutely fantastic.
I had a great time.
First of all, it was a very Lagos Island wedding.
It was a very, very Lagos Island wedding. Like, I loved it when we got there. As in, we got there and it was now approaching. So we got there a bit earlier during the reception. As it was getting to the time for, after party start, adults were not moving. They said, what? You want to rock off without me? No chance.
So the first thing that let me know is, and this is very, very Lagos Island. I know Yoruba people do it in general. But like, as we got into the hall, I saw like different tables had different coolers.
Yeah.
Like they weren't taking the risk of like, okay, sure, you have your own drinks. Like I'm happy for you.
Like I'm happy for you, but me as
just
a guest,
in case too.
I saw someone we know outside and I greeted her and she was just telling the babe that came, please carry my cooler. I just said, there's nothing I love more than this.
Yeah, and then there were also like, it was very like lively.
It was.
I think
it was very bubbly.
I really enjoy when you can tell like the families are having fun. I know some people like more like
chill
but you could tell like the family was
relaxed vibe. Yeah. But these are popping people.
Yeah, you could tell both families were having fun. Itunu's mom is a bit reserved, but she was so
happy. She was so happy.
Oh,
she
was
bouncing
so
around.
cute.
She was bouncing around.
She was so happy, which was really nice. And her grandma too.
And all her friends were on form, like ready. Mm-hmm. The thing with weddings is honestly, if like the bride, even forget bride and groom, if the bridal party is not ready for the rocks, there's actually nothing you can do. If they don't carry, and these ones, no.
It's the same thing about having friends and showing up for people that I was saying before. Itunu had at least 20 friends that flew into the country. Yep. And it wasn't just people that were part of the bridal party.
No, it wasn't even people that I would say like they would consider themselves even super close. It was just more of a thing of, no, but it's Itunu's wedding.
Yeah, and I like her.
If I was going to fly for anybody's wedding, I like her, I'm going to go. I love that.
Yeah, so tons of people like from out of state, out of the country, I don't know, it was just really, really nice to see. Like they all came in and they were really happy. And you didn't get the vibe that, sometimes when people make a sacrifice for you and it becomes almost burdensome.
Yeah, like I came all the way for you. It wasn't
so you
that
have
vibe.
To like personally cater to me and you have to come a million times and be like, are you okay? Is everything? It just felt really, really bubbly and really, really fun. And I had too good a time, honestly. Like I think it's getting a bit crazy. Fun fact, between the wedding on Saturday, today is Tuesday. I've received 2 more. I've gotten 1 save the date. But at least I already knew about that one.
Yeah, I got 2 save dates.
I got a save the date and I got like a link to a wedding website. Yeah.
I said, wow, so first to marry.
First or last?
That's a game that we're playing now.
Last because is a big fool.
I thought I already knew. So I thought that coming into this year, I already knew of the events.
All the weddings.
Yeah. More things are cropping up. People are proposing yesterday, getting married as before the year.
But I'm a big fan of that.
Before the year ends. And I just said congrats to someone. They just said, so the date is... I said, what do you mean this year?
No, I 100%
He just said, yeah. The date is October, November. I
have a friend that I'm treating. I feel like I've got to the point where the next time I talk about it, he's going to yell at me. Because I have a very strong thing about like getting the stuff that needs to get done first. So like going to court, sign what you need to sign. It doesn't have to be a whole...
Like the rest is now...
The rest you guys can take your time to do. Because I feel like also the longer you take for some of those things, the more you now feel like you have to do
The more
something.
The more it drags.
And the more it drags, the more you feel like you don't want people to say, oh, so you waited all this time.
And then you just kind of did it in your house. Yeah.
So I keep saying it all the time.
Do you think you'll
just
do the call about it? Because I went to I've only been to one court. Like, I wasn't a witness, obviously, inside the court, but they did it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked it. They did like a big
brunch,
I want, and it was lovely.
But it was like what I would
40
want.
people,
100%
nice brunch, court, everything.
You know, I keep saying this and you guys keep laughing at me. That more and more I don't want.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this was just the precursor.
No, I know. What I'm saying is I feel like it's a good thing to do, particularly if you and your partner find it difficult to agree on a lot of other things.
It's better to get that out of
the way. So start with the brunch thing or the small, even if you don't even do... In fact, you know what? In the words of Oduke, fry puff puff. Fry puff puff for your friends that come. But I think I like that a lot. Also, something I was thinking about recently, I would like to see a lot more, because we're Nigerians, so we like really extravagant things. I would like to see a lot more celebrations of like budget conscious weddings. No, because a lot of people feel really bad that they can't. Because the reality is that most people can't really afford it.
You can't afford the type of wedding that a lot of people have.
I mean is so there's another thing where...
But also, I don't know, Sha. Let me tell you why I disagree.
So what I mean is that just because it's budget friendly doesn't mean it's not tasteful.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where I disagree is that...
It's 100% tasteful.
You just have to do different things.
But a lot of people don't, because always... So you know what the thing about is what you see that sometimes
you know.
So a lot of people feel really, really bad. And this is not just about weddings. It's also like birthday parties, interior decor, everything. Sometimes people feel like because they haven't seen a lot of stuff where it's tasteful and it's small, but it's also like just more affordable, they feel like... No, I have to save for like 2 years, and you actually don't. You can do something quite nice, but a lot of it is that it goes on. It's super under the radar because it seems a bit more boring. I don't think so. But I also think, Sha, that we might also be insulated by our own experience. So I went to somebody that used to work for me before. They did it like they did a very small way, and then. But I remember when she was inviting me, she said, this is not like all these weddings you go for. But let me tell you, I got there. And so the way she had said it was almost as if, maybe they just put the plastic chair inside her. I mean, obviously I was going, so like, So, me, I'm down for a good time. Always. I don't actually really mind. Always.
I don't really mind what the situation is. I was like, okay, there'll be food at me. There'll be music.
You guys, fun fact, Fekemi was the guest of honor at this wedding.
I say you people will be there, Abby. You'll be there. I will be there as the chairlady of the day. We're going to have a great time. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, okay. I told her, I said, all this one you're saying is for a pocket. I didn't dress down. I said, that's your business. This is a wedding, we're in Lagos.
Yeah.
And I got there, and do you know the thing? The way she had said this was as if, maybe they just got like a little canopy and nothing was. I said, It was small, but I was like, excuse me.
It reminds me of, I went for an event. It was a small event. And just the Yoruba auntie in me, I was kind of looking around. And I realized that a lot of the heavy decor was fairy lights and mood lighting.
In fact, the way they had done this one, I loved it because they used like an iridescent adire to do the draping. And so it was, they just used fabric, but there was fabric all over the place. But it wasn't like super fancy fabric. Mm-hmm. It was adire, it was just normal tie and dye fabric, which obviously they could afford, but it looked so nice.
No, that's why I said that. I agree with you. Maybe it's just like we're insulated by our experience. But I would like to see it a bit more.
At the end of the day, they still had small chops. They had
food, they had DJ.
There were drinks. There was a DJ. So, and I now told her, like, after the wedding that, do you know that if you didn't yam me all these plenty things about, it's not, I would, like, it's because you
put
said
something
it.
In my mind. Yeah.
If I had just gotten there, it would have just been, this is lovely. Like, a smaller wedding and we moved. But she was already in her mind, like, this is not a big Lagos wedding. And I was like, I can't lie to you. If you didn't yam me this thing about, you did spend any money, I would not have said a word because it was lovely. It really was just a great time. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I just still insist that it would be nice for some of the wedding pages, because
to do other things that are not like the big 1,000 person.
Because even when I was, my mom my mom was asking me a question about a wedding, and what really bothered her was my deep lack of interest in like a lot of things.
The details.
I was like, I don't know. I don't like, to me, if we get there, there's food, there's drinks, there's fun. Preferably AC.
When we go to the wedding, we're greeting people. Jola just said, I'm coming. I said, where's Jola? We just saw her in the corner, started in front of the AC.
No.
So the thing is, I don't know. I guess people should try. But me, Sha, let me not lie to you guys.
No, you've always
you guys already know. If I don't block the road, I've not even started. See, that's why my desire is to live in such a place that the whole road, I can block it. Cannot be here. How they used to do it before. That as in the whole, once you're arriving like this, you know that there's a problem up ahead. Do you know what I mean? So this is the kind of, like, those really irritating Saturdays where there's a corner of VI you're passing and everywhere is blocked because there's like one or two events. That's what I want. The hallmark of my wedding should be that you cannot pass anywhere. Everywhere is just full, everywhere is packed. So by the grace of God, the money will also follow for that. But, I see what you mean.
This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Afrechange. Afrechange is a fantastic platform you can use to send and receive money from Canada, Nigeria, and to tons of countries, over 50 countries if I believe. Yes. But they have something special for our people in the UK.
Very, very special. So at the end of the month, Afrechange is launching their UK corridor, which means that you can send money from the UK to about 50 countries, and you can also receive money in the UK from these countries.
Yay.
And if you go to afrechange.co.uk and you sign up to their waitlist, you can get a few perks. You'll be one of the first people to have access to the UK corridor, and you also get invited to the parties that they're having to launch them in different cities across the UK. We love a good bash.
Do you know what else we love? We love a discount over here. So if you use the discount code IISWIS, you get a discount when you send your money. I mean, who doesn't want?
Just brilliant.
Who doesn't want?
You get a discount on your
such things.
Transfer.
This is why we love Afrechange, because Afrechange loves us.
That's what we do.
All right, guys, enjoy the episode. All right, so I've gone some of our earlier dilemmas. I've gone back to the top. And this first person is called Miss Living on a Prayer.
Okay.
Who says, hi, crazy, beautiful ladies. Is you that is crazy? Is you that is crazy?
I like the beautiful. No, but what if it's
I love
crazy
it.
beautiful?
I know, I love it. No, she put comma. No, but I embrace my crazy. That ain't nothing to me. Greetings all the way from South Africa. Jambo. Okay, no, that's Kenya. Yeah.
My dear, please. Please.
What's their own Asante Sana?
I'm not getting involved in this.
Okay, African greeting to you.
Sina Jambo.
I love the podcast and I wish you continuous success and growth.
Amen. Thank you so much.
I'm the last born, but the first daughter of a Ghanaian family, but pretty much the financial backbone of said family, and it's weighing on me heavily. I'm a working 27-year-old. My dad, who on his own gives me a lot of anxiety, but that's another story, is retired, living alone in another province. My mother and older brother moved in with me after my dad retired almost 2 years ago, claiming they're coming to visit and have never left. My mom is in her mid-60s and has not worked in a decade, while my brother is just starting to get his life together. He works but doesn't earn enough to support himself fully. All that to say is I'm the main breadwinner. I pay for pretty much everything. We live in quite an expensive city as well. So I feel alone and very anxious all the time as everything is on me. I'm constantly vacillating between feelings of guilt and frustration. I don't consider us a close family, but we're forced to live together due to these circumstances. My mom and brother are constantly screaming at each other, and I feel deeply uncomfortable in my own home and feel very behind compared to my peers because of the black tax I have to bear. Don't get me wrong, I really do love my family, but I feel like our situation is untenable. I have pretty much involuntarily taken up the role of my father, and I feel myself growing deeply resentful and angry at my family each passing day. But until my mom and brother situation changes, there's nothing I can do. Please, do you have any advice?
Sorry. Recount the mother and brother thing again at the top.
Her mom has been retired for a decade.
Okay.
Her brother is just starting to get his life together.
Mm.
They moved in with her 2 years ago, claiming they were coming for a visit, but they just never left.
Right. Okay, she said, what should she do?
Yes, no.
You see that backbone? She should break it. She should break.
But how?
What I mean is, right now, the problem is that she's carrying everybody on her back. She should fall down.
Okay, yes. But there's one thing, sorry, I have to ask. I don't know what your family situation is, but your dad, she said her dad lives in another province. He happens to be retired, but he lives in another province, and now her mom and brother live with her.
Yes. But her dad is, like, she's still backing
her dad is retired
everybody.
and living in another province. And she lives in a more expensive city, but her mom and brother are with her.
Yeah. Again, I really mean it. The problem is that you have strength to carry everybody on your back. You need to fall down. Okay? You need to fall down, and everybody needs to see you visibly in a cast. In a cast such that you can only carry minimal load at any given time. I'm very serious. I don't mean that you should like cut everybody off or anything dramatic like that. You literally need to fall down and be injured for the time being. You do. You need the injury time. And when you're injured, let's see how everybody wants to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to have...
When you don't have to do anything, it's always very easy. It really... When you know that, you see this person, there's nobody that they're not willing to carry for me.
Yeah.
Like, they will not let me fall down.
I think a big thing for me is the fact that your mom and your brother have such an acrimonious relationship that they are making your house uncomfortable for you. And it's one thing to financially be under stress, but it's another thing to emotionally be under stress.
And then you're under just
bad
vibes.
So we've spoken about this thing before. I have a feeling that what makes black tax even more unbearable is when people don't have the emotional, you haven't made the emotional investment to
withdraw all this black tax.
It feels even worse because she said she loves her family, but they're not that close.
Yeah.
And so everything she's giving feels
like they wouldn't be together if not for this exact thing.
Yes, it feels even more painful. And it's something that to think about. Again, family is also about sacrifice and duty.
Sure.
But I do feel that particularly in like African communities, we keep having these same conversations and everybody likes to act a bit obtuse. But beyond duty, there is relationship. And so for instance, it's one thing to be able to send money. And once you send the money, not much can be done after that. But when they live in the house with you,
you have to be there, and then they're coming up with stuff.
Yes.
And then they're fighting.
And then it's things like you feel bad treating yourself, even if it's a small thing. You want to come home with ice cream, but you just told them you don't have money. So that becomes a thing. You want to sleep in. Your friends want to go out. You want to dress up and go out with them. But your mom and your brother are in your space.
And they're looking at you. And you know that to do this, you have to say like no or, reduce something else
I think another thing is like there's something about being a martyr that's so attractive, but only because we have an imaginary reward for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't say, people that are benefiting from your grin and bear it don't want to hear how difficult it is for you. Because then they don't have to do anything about it.
Can I tell you what it is? The matter situation is very attractive in a circumstance where because I've seen like a black tax situation that I know someone that is in, but they're almost, I don't know how to say this without sounding. Actually, when have I been afraid to sound somehow? It's somehow. So I was telling them that, your problem. Your problem is that, okay, yes, you don't want to be burdened, but you die for this validation. But they have a family that worships the ground that they walk on. Because they are funding everything, plus daddy, plus mommy, everybody is so grateful, so supportive, so kind. Like, please leave him alone. He's the one. Everybody in his family,
they are moving accordingly.
Everybody bends to his will. Everybody is trying to make sure that because he's paying for everything, he is not inconvenienced. That kind of thing. Like, they will never call him on, oh, I need you to please help me. Like, the way parents send their children, they will never send him. In fact, if they send him, one of his siblings will stand up and say, please, no, let me. And then, so whenever he complains, I'm like, yeah, but the problem is that if we're really honest, you love this shit. Not the fact that you're responsible for everything.
But what comes with it?
You love the way that they, like, as in, you are obsessed. If this validation went away,
they would have a
You
problem.
will not cope.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I mean,
So, but in the case where she's not that, the will to be a martyr is just...
No, what I mean is that there's also this thing about like the way we are raised to feel like there's a reward in and of itself of being a martyr.
Sure.
Like that, like, I'm really trying.
Yeah.
Even without the thank you. There's some, like, we're raised to think like there's something super noble about that.
it, and like it's honorable.
And the thing is that the people that are benefiting from it need you to continue to believe that.
They do.
Because if you don't say to your mommy, do you know I'm so unhappy in the house? You and Kinney are always fighting, always screaming, always shouting. So I don't feel comfortable at home. It doesn't feel nice. We've not even gone to the money part.
Even that one.
Do you know that if I was living with let's say there are three of us, let's say me, FK and one of our other friends were living in Feyikemi's house. And Feyikemi comes home one day and says, do you know how upsetting it is that every time I come home, there's an argument.
You guys are fighting.
You guys are arguing about something. You're screaming, you're shouting. You're giving each other the cold shoulder. We can't chill because every other week you guys are... I will be so embarrassed. Yeah. I'll be so embarrassed that inside somebody else's space... I'm making them uncomfortable. Before we not even get to the fact that Feyikemi now comes and says one day, now what for you people, food I bought on Monday.
You finished
We all know that it's meant to last till Friday. Somehow, Wednesday, you people make sure that you left the back bread for me. Yeah. So that you won't say you finished it. I'm just using this as my brothers do that in a lot. They don't want to say that they're the ones that finish it. So they will leave the last. It is so irritating. But I didn't finish it now. Okay. So this last scoop of ice cream, this 1/2 scoop, it was
That's what you're meant to manage.
And I think things like that, if you don't say them, people they enjoy it.
People enjoy it. That's what I'm saying. I think she needs to say it.
Yep.
But honestly, I think more than that, she needs to take a minor, like if you are doing 100%, you need to do 80 or 70 because you are not coping. Like, let's say it was, you're not coping. And so if you're, it's a different thing to be responsible for everybody and it's like in a manageable way where I'm not crumbling and so we can continue to do this. See, this babe, let me not lie to you, unless you like dial this thing back a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I completely agree. Like there is a duty you owe to your family.
1,000,000%.
There's nothing you can do about
1,000,000%.
that. So I'm not saying you should kick them out. That's not like, I want us to be realistic. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, you cannot kill yourself. Like, you literally cannot kill yourself. So I think you need to dial it back a little bit. And then you need to be a big babe. You need to sit down and talk.
Yeah, you need to say how it's doing.
Excuse me, it's not that I'm not doing again, but please, all of us have to start having sense.
Yeah, because there's a thing about growing with your responsibilities. So you're still the child 1,000,000%. But the responsibilities you take on also afford you some privileges, which our parents were very, very happy to use. I'm the one paying in this house for blah, 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 blah. Now, it's not about you manipulating, abusing, making your family comfortable. But you shouldn't actually be uncomfortable in a house you're paying for.
You shouldn't.
It is deeply unfair. Okay? And then, I don't know, I was telling a friend of mine yesterday that my mom, one thing I really enjoy now is my mom and I talk like friends. And I know she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So she'll just say, Jola, what do you think of this thing? Kiloro. And sometimes when I try to say, I'm not sure, she said, no, tell me what you think. And then we'll discuss it. And I realize that she takes stuff I'm saying on board and gives me feedback. You have to develop, Mommy, your husband is not here.
Yeah.
What's happening now?
Like, what's your people's plan?
What's going on? Because you didn't give me, is it that they
didn't give context of why
are you guys
is in
deeply
another
unhappy?
province?
Is your dad polygamous? Is it because if daddy is living on his retirement funds and taking care of only himself, it's not fair that it's now
not fair,
you.
yeah.
Yes, that is taking on the rest of the burden now. It's not fair.
He's also taking advantage of the fact that he knows she's ready to
in another city. No. Okay, up next, we have sugar daddy denial.
Good.
Oh, also, sorry, Kwele, baby, but you need to talk.
Yeah.
Up next, we have sugar daddy denial.
And you see, this is why, and God knows who he puts in all sorts of situations because, hey, I got 2 shouts.
Sugar daddy denial says, hi ladies, what's up? This has been my favorite season so far. Props to you guys for staying interesting and extremely charming. I've decided to come forward with my little question. I've been married for 2 years. However, I met an older guy, roughly 20 years older than me, last year at church, and we became acquaintances. I don't know much about him, except that he's really kind and preaches quite a bit to me. I was complaining about the economy one day, and he sent me 2 million naira. He'd sent me, the most money he'd sent me before that was only the one time, and it was 10K on my birthday. Since said day, he sent me expensive clothes, perfume and gifts that are in total worth way more than said 2 million naira. He even bought me my dream wig of 700k.
Okay.
He has said that he only wants me to be happy and doesn't have any intentions towards me. In fact, he says he sees me as a daughter. I've been low-key hiding the things he gives me from my husband. And I haven't told my friends because I feel guilty for some reason, even though I don't flirt with him.
Yeah.
He's saying he even wants to send me and my friends on a quick girls trip to enjoy ourselves. And look you, me, I want to go. But to do that, I have to tell my husband everything. And I'm worried about how that conversation will go.
Okay, she's worried.
So what do you guys think? Is it really not a big deal and I'm overthinking it? Or am I in denial of having a sugar daddy?
I don't know.
You need to adjust your mic.
You're a thief. I want to put it to you clearly that, it's been a while we've had an outright criminal right in, but here we have a dangerous criminal, actually, is what we have here. No, because you're a liar and a thief. I just want to advise you. And you know the thing, And so what the question she asked us is that, do we think it's okay?
Do you know what
Is that what she said?
I don't think she should be asking us. I need you to say, baby. Then, as you say, baby, just remove all the clothes from your wardrobe he has bought you. Remove the wig. Remove the jewelry. Show, in fact, print the account balance before and after. Put everything. And say, what if I told you somebody bought all these things for me? Just one person.
And not just one person.
One 20-year-old.
God bless
20-year gap man.
Do you know the thing? So before we get back to the more serious thing, I want to diverge into nonsense. And I want to say that because, sometimes people say we don't take things seriously.
You don't
okay, good. When is not Dr. Phil? Do you know what I like? What could you expect? Now, I'm going to come back to it because, as I said before, this babe is a criminal. So I don't want us to leave that. But can I just say that don't people know how to play the game? This girl, apart from being a criminal, sorry to say, my good sis, you are a clown. You know why? You're not a serious person. And I'm not saying you're not a serious person only because you're a thief. I'm saying you're not a serious person because even in the theft, you don't know how to do it properly. What are you talking about? This kind of person now, you'd have had him in your house for dinner.
Share with him as a friend.
Big bro. Big bro J, Egbon. But in fact, you even yarn him that.
No, it's not Egbon. 20 years, that's daddy.
Thank you. When you tell him that, Egbon, see you. As you buy me this week, you buy my husband. Do you know what I mean? You buy my husband 1 or 2. On his own birthday too, you declare. Yes, on his own birthday, you buy him just a light one, but something let him feel like you're a friend of the family. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? You're a friend of the family.
Because we are all family in Christ.
If you even have a small let him declare for the baby too. Do you get? See, this baby's a clown. You would have bought lace for her mommy. I'm telling you, if you want to do this kind of thing, you have to yarn this man that, look, what he really wants here. Okay, you want to be my school father? Because that's clearly this is the pure school father lamba. It's like when we're in secondary school now. You say somebody's your school father, meanwhile you're behind this stage with him. Doing what? Is that where they do mentorship?
He has never helped you do your homework for 1 day.
For 1 day, but you people are in the corner of to use your school. So I don't have a problem. You want to be her school father, fine. You want to be her mentor. Okay? No problem. But please, let's also be approaching things with vim and sense. You say you don't want your husband, you say he just wants you to be happy. Mm-hmm. Okay, if he wants you to be happy, he should let your husband be happy as well.
Yes, now.
It's not a big deal.
You guys are one. How will you be happy if your husband is not happy?
What does your husband like? You will know, okay, yeah. I don't know what the hell he likes, but it will be something, look, it won't be something of 2 million, but just something to show that, this guy is not just generous as it to my babe. He just really likes us. Your husband will not be thinking he really likes us.
Yeah, another thing, just generally. So you two, you fucked up once. You know you fucked up once. Your partner, you can't tell your partner something.
Thank you.
If Fakemi gave me money, I would tell my partner.
I'm going to say it immediately.
Immediately, do you know Fakemi? In fact, I have friends, this is my birthday that passed. Somebody said, immediately send me the money. Fakemi was there, I told her. I said, Fakemi, do you know that this person gave me this amount of money. She said, really? I said, yes. Isn't that really kind?
Because what am I hiding? Like,
because what are you hiding?
What am I hiding?
You know the reason you're keeping quiet and hiding things. That's the first thing. Second thing is, this thing of Nigerians are very funny. Nigerian women especially. Okay, when we say he sends me money, did he guess your account number?
Thank you.
When you
also,
say somebody
can I just say
sends you money?
Like, do you know when
do they guess your account number?
When I say people are two fools, that he started with 10K, two big fools. look at these two nincompoops. Because also, okay, her dream wig, how did he know?
So you see that why I said, did he guess?
She said, he bought me her dream.
No, just let me tell you what happened.
Maybe he just
said, I'm looking at your face. I'm looking at your face.
The way, what you're looking like.
Raw hair. Raw.
24 inches.
I'm telling you. That's what he said, I'm looking at your face.
Both traits. You look like...
He said, body wave. That's what will fit you. And she just said, how do you know? That's my dream. Or what?
Because I want us to be serious. What the hell do you mean he bought your dream? Okay, where did he see the wig? Where do you see? I hate rubbish, and I hate people with intent to deceit that don't even want to deceive you very well. Because personally, for me, if you're going to lie to me, I want you to put your back into it. I want you to be such a web of lies. I mean, myself, I'm like, low-key, you know what? Fair enough. I say, you know what? This is a good one. You can't say it out loud, though, but you know when you're like...
No, but I've said that too.
This is a good one. Because
I said that to my friend
if you're going to take me for a fool...
Take me for a big one.
Take me for a big fool. Not like a light... Look at this rubbish that we're discussing here.
Small idiot.
Do you get it? Not like a small baby fool. If you're going to take me for a fool, I want to take me for the biggest fool. Okay? Go for gold. Go for gold. Take me for as an A-star fool. Look at this nonsense playground stupid boy rubbish that you want to use your husband to do. Meanwhile, if you think your husband has not noticed, I think you're also a clown. Because your husband now okay, maybe he actually, to be fair,
he might not.
Men don't know the price of
depends on the type of partner you have.
Yeah, you might not gauge.
Oh no, also she's probably lying about who gave her the things.
Yeah, so
she's sharing it. She's sharing it.
If I bring hair, how will you know how much?
Yes, no, he doesn't know. But what I'm saying that if I bring hair, today is Fakemi, tomorrow is Jure, next week is Omono. Different people are buying me.
And it's plausible that people can buy me things. My birthday or whatever. My birthday, I'll receive money. Yeah. You never know. Also, I'm not going to tell you that as in I got 2 million. What I want to say to you is that you have to decide if you want your marriage to work or not. No, I'm actually being dead serious. Let me not lie. Because you know what you're doing.
Greedy.
And you know what you're doing is rubbish.
Greedy.
Because, okay, let's ask the question. Let's say your husband bought a babe 700K a week.
Bro! As an egbon to her.
As a school brother to the lady. What will you do? You see what I'm saying? Because this is a game of biggest fool. It is a game of biggest fool. Because imagine her husband, imagine the story of her writing that. So what I want you to do, actually, I'm not going to answer the question. I want you to imagine us reading out a dilemma where the person said, my husband bought one girl a 700K week and they sent her 2 million for her birthday and they said he just wants her to be happy.
And he also wants to send her and her friends on vacation. Yeah, he also wants to send
her and her friends on vacation. And if you go on a vacation, you will fall down. Let me just tell
and die.
You. I swear to God. You and your crazy friends, you will fall down. Do you know? But to be fair, will you go? Like as a friend? Go? No. Not as the person involved. I go to. So, Jonathan, my life, come and hand me that somebody said, don't tell you holiday. Am I inside your matrimony? We move, my dear. Where are we going? When are we coming back? When my husband asked me, I said, do you know? And I didn't know. She's so crafty.
I thought it was you.
You. Big bro. No. Had I known, I would have gotten off that plane immediately. So, look, all I have to say is that I think you should go ahead with what you're doing. And I think you should ruin your marriage only 2 years in. And let's see where maybe this man will take you in as his daughter.
Yeah, so now we'll really know whether it was serious.
Do you know another thing she said that? Do you know, I actually love Lamba. She said he's always preaching to me. Okay, about what?
Gospel.
About what? Which of the passages in the Bible
I'm sure
is
his songs are Solomon.
Which of the passages in the Bible is including the week? No. You tell me, because
I know which one it
what is
is.
your fellowship?
Fake me, I know which one it is. Is where is Genesis?
Oh yeah.
When Adam and Eve realized they were naked.
Okay, to cover. Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. Because now that you people are into Bible study, maybe I just think that this is an exercise in you are playing with fire and you know
now.
And let me tell you the problem. It's already really bad because you've not told your husband all this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so actually, no matter what you do from this point on, you fucked up. Because you're either going to tell him now, in which he's going to ask you about what he wants before, or you're not going to tell him now. And then this thing is going to carry on. And let me tell you something. This older man, he's not going to stop.
No, never.
And you two, you don't want him to stop.
You 100% don't.
So it's just going to keep getting more and more complex and more grand until it's your husband that will end up asking you that.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? Who also, it's a little weird, right? That you're suddenly close to this old man. I'm keeping it a box.
In a way that so this is another thing
in a way that you've excluded your husband.
Exactly.
You can meet anybody on its own, but if I'm married to someone and I have a close friend, I don't understand the time how much time I'm spending with them.
Yeah, even saying
that they will never jam the person I'm with.
Yeah, even saying married. In our own situation, how many of our friends do we not know?
Exactly. If Jola comes and says, she's close, so okay, when? When was that? When, you've never mentioned them. Nobody has ever seen you with them.
On average, when my friends meet, they literally say, oh, you are.
Exactly.
So what do you mean your husband doesn't know this church brother? This church uncle.
Your Bible study.
No, my dear, you say you know now.
You say you know. So
don't worry.
I bid you the best of luck. I think you should carry on. And I think you should come back to write to us when you've entered problem with your husband. Go on the trip, Shogbo. This man, he wants your happiness, Abby. And she's very happy. So I think you should continue. I think it's very good. You're not serious at all, but there's no problem.
Let's talk about this discontentment thing.
Now, I guess my question is, would you say that you're content with life? See,
no.
My friend asked me, how are you? And I literally said, I realized that I'm actually very discontent. Because they're just, unlike before, there's so many areas of my life where this is where I want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they are. And the gap is glaring to me. Again, I don't have a bad life, so it's not about that. It's not where I am, it's the gap. And more, I find that I'm concerned with the gap. And so when my friend was now laughing that, I said it and he just wrote, yep. And I was like, okay, so you too. And he was like, yeah. And he was all like, do you think that this is just where we are now because of how things are? Like, do you think our parents... And I was like, no, I don't think they felt it in this way. Because I don't know what it is. Everything is just... And I can't put my finger on it. I don't actually think it's as simple as, we can see everything, everybody. I just think it's different for us now. I think we hold ourselves... Unless me, I know my own friends. We hold ourselves to such a high level of expectation that is now causing... It's good, but it's not causing its own... set of problems because a lot of us are just deeply discontent. And if you look at where we are, it's not all bad. The problem is the gap. This is fine. But when you put it in context of where, not just I want to be, where I know that I can be. Yeah. If I just decided to be a sensible person, it's crazy. And I've been feeling this so heavily in the last few days. And I'm just like, what do I do with it? Because I don't know that it's producing
any results.
Yeah, I don't know that it's producing productive results.
I told you I opened a new journal around my birthday. And one of the things I wrote there was I need to get a better grip on some of my negative feelings.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just discontent, but also something that I don't like. I can be a bit cynical, and that's fine. But I don't want to move into being scornful. That's a difference. So where I regard different people and what they're doing and how they're choosing to live their lives in a seat of almost disregard. I don't know how to explain it. And it's not something that is public facing, but being scornful of And it's something I don't want to develop. And I realize that because I'm focusing a lot on what I don't have, what I haven't done, what I haven't figured out, a lot of those negative emotions they're on the tip of my finger.
Yeah.
So I access them too quickly.
Very easily.
Yeah.
And the problem that I have is once I get into this state of, I'm discontent, it takes a crazy amount. And it is the tiniest of triggers. Like, it's just, and I'm just like, imagine this small thing tripping me up for most of the day. And I'm like, at your big age, what the hell is going on? But honestly, I realized, I thought that I was like a fairly like regulated person. I'm not though. I'm off the hinges. That's just, because small thing like this, my mind has spiraled it into this huge, like massive hole of discontent. And I'm just like, hey, okay, what do we do now? Because it's not that it's not there. It is. Like, there is a difference between, and the problem I have is that normally, I think before now, what has been regulating it on its own is that it's different areas. So like this area is doing, maybe, friendships are great, or personal life is great, or career is great, and then you're discontent just in this one thing. Now, it just feels like nothing is where
it's meant to be.
And not by anybody else's standard, as in not is where it's meant to be from, as in by myself, for myself. And I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I think it's multiple things. I think recognition is just the first thing. Just knowing it is the first thing. But that also doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
Just because I know, I'm discontent, that doesn't mean I've started fixing the problem.
Like now I'm like, okay, I can name it. I'm like, I am discontent. Yeah. Then what?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, maybe our audience can share stuff. I don't know. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I don't know what. Because people are always like, contentment. And I believe that.
Do you know something that I think I want to daydream less? I think it's feeding into it. Yes.
Oh no, it feeds into it.
So I'm not dream. Not plan, not have ambition. Daydream. Where I move from, let me use the podcast as a good example. This is what I said we're going to do this year. And that is the dream. Spending time imagining what that would feel like and imagining how to get to it as opposed to taking the concrete steps. Those are two very different things.
Yeah.
And the more time I spend on, maybe because I'm not happy with where we are at the moment, I want to be like, it would be so nice.
Yeah.
And no more if we got this opportunity. What it means is that when I come back to my reality, I'm more annoyed.
Yeah.
And I feel more low 100%. And I feel more somehow. And I think I need to apply that to everything because the daydreaming and the imagination is fantastic. But what I think it does, and I don't know if this is for other people, but for me, what I realize is when I come back to myself and my reality, I feel lower. I feel worse. Because there's a difference between the daydreaming and then the actual like, okay, in order for Feyikemi and I to be able to do this is the work required. And so let's get to it. As opposed to just saying, do you know what, I'll be mad if we do this type of show, and when we do the show, we get this kind of guest, blah.
But let me tell you
open email and say that guest has cancelled.
Let me tell you where I get really tripped up. So I know that there is, like in life, like in every area of life, there is a level of work that has to be done. Let me tell you what really, really trips me up. Because I listen to a lot of fanciful things. Like all the podcasts I listen to are about fanciful. They are everybody's up.
Yeah.
And so I'm realizing now that it was actually a heavy part of creating the problem for me because everything I'm listening to is at the end of a story that has worked out. And I am not at the end of a story that has worked out. And so I realize that every day I'm feeling like discontent. The problem I have is not the work. The problem I have is when I don't get mad at people who like they worked hard. I don't get mad, but I'm always like, but I know situations in life that just kind of happen. Time and chance meets. Opportunity is just, that's the thing that drives me insane. Because I'm just like, you can't game that. But what is the difference between it's happening for person A and it's happening for me with the same work rate?
Fair.
I find that it drives me crazy because the randomness of it is just, you can't, literally there's no formula, there's nothing you can do about. Whether you want to call it grace, favor, luck, there's nothing you can do, honestly, to game that. Like, I know the fortune favors the brave or whatever, or, luck is opportunity. All these plenty things they always say. Obviously, if you're moving forward, you're working hard, you're going to meet more opportunities for all these serendipitous things to happen. But it's just like, how come I have not hit a flow state where even as I'm working hard, things are also coming that I could not have worked hard for. And I was like, it's so funny because I know it sounds silly, but when people talk about all these things, everyone is just talking about the hack or whatever. Everyone has forgotten that actually there's just a basic thing of like all this consistency showing up. That's the whole game. And me, myself, I forgot this because I don't try to do all these plenty hacks.
Fake can calculate.
What?
If I do this, once I do this, it will merge.
Look.
Fake can.
You know that Aki and Papa thing where they just... one thing, just
fake
one plus,
Hey!
That's it. That's what I love.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than that. But at the end of the day, I'm just finding now that like I'm having to just be like, okay, I just need to take things more seriously. And if I know that this is like where I'm trying to get to, then there's work ahead. It's actually very unfortunate for this to be the conclusion of my matter. I promise you, I wish it was something else. Like I wish someone would just say, super networking. You know what I mean? Super networking. Then I'll just be out and about, just super networking.
So.
That's what someone said to me that, the reason that they mentioned a place in Lagos that everybody is going to, that the reason they go there is for the super networking. I said, okay,
super networking.
Your mates are drinking champagne there. You should say, you're there for super network.
Sure.
So I said, which money have you made? Can we be serious? Which money have you ever made on that Friday? Are you crazy? Where do you think you are? I said, is it Koi Club golf course that they are making deals? Be serious. Be for real.
Be for real.
Like, be for real. Let's rise up, So, anyway, this is the lovely conclusion that we have for you guys. Yes. I don't know what you have gained today.
I don't know for them.
But this is where it's at.
I wanted to start doing something apart from like my own space. I wanted to start having like a question every week for people.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be like a serious question. It can be a stupid question.
Okay, like what?
Okay. So should I tell you the question I have this week? Because I don't have an unsafe space. My question this week is, what is a stupid business idea you have, but you think you can still make money? Very foolish and useless idea. Should I tell you my own?
Yeah.
I pitched it yesterday. Let me read it.
You wrote it down, Jala.
So, God. No, I pitched it because I actually sent a message to the person.
Okay, please tell me. I actually have one. Go ahead.
Okay. 1 sec, please, guys. Okay, so I started with, I have a potential business proposition. And
okay,
said, this is a pitch. Boss? I said, my business proposition is an enemy annoyance business.
Oh my God.
So we will do no contact things to irritate people's enemies. Example, you send them glitter bombs, you organize irritating billboards, Facebook ads, etc.
Okay, I had a different one, but it's on the same premise of annoyance.
Yes.
It is actually a little sibling business. Like, that's the name of business. But the premise is for you to have an annoying sibling in your life. Okay, so for example, maybe you say that you want to just pick any goal. You want to be going outside every 5 minutes. Then you hire my service to irritate the shit out of you when you don't do it. So all you'll be hearing is, okay, now that you're inside, what have you gained? What have you gained? You just be hearing, you are lazy. Anything, any goal you have in life. Okay, say you want to write a book. Now that you've not written now, so what are you doing? This book now, who writes it? Every 2 minutes. I think it's fantastic. It's to just annoy people into doing things. Yes. I think it's actually phenomenal.
So that's my question.
I had one. The second business I had was a panel for outfits. So what would happen is every day there'll be like a Zoom call with just 3 random people. And you just say, how do I look? I say, bros, are you sure? How about this trouser? Better go and change. That's all. That'll be the business. Okay. Not stylist.
No, it's just opinions.
On any given day, it's just 3 people.
I love that.
That would you ask them, how do I look? And they say that I think you should change.
Yeah, I love that. So the question this week is, what is a stupid business idea you have that you're convinced can make money?
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, guys, as usual, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, do all the things. What else? If you were at the YouTube event, yes, because by the time this episode comes out, it would have happened. Shout out to you.
Well, we've already
seen you, and we hope you had a great time. And for the rest of you, next time, join the newsletter.
Peace and love.
Peace and love to you all. Goodbye.